Check, check. Good evening and welcome to the Bleckel Center for tonight's game between the Mount Mary Blue Angels and the Silver Lake Lakers. Mount Mary comes in on a 2-game winning streak as the Silver Lakers come in on a 4-game winning streak. We are going to send it down to the PA announcer for tonight's national anthem and starting lineups. Welcome back to the Bleckel Center for tonight's game between the Lakers and your Mount Mary Blue Angels. The starting lineup for the Lakers, as you heard, Kayla Chessman, Courtney Clavers, Amanda Kudik, Raylan Whoop, and Abby Gerard. For the Blue Angels, Jess Runge, Chandrika Richardson, Ariel Oviedo, Taj Williams, and Becky Onan. Onan and Whoop. Onan and Clavers for the tip. Onan wins the tip and gets to Oviedo, drops it off to Runge, and we are underway here at the Bleckel Center. Runge over to Onan. Onan drives to the free throw line. Jump shot, no good. Rebounded by Chessman. Chessman gets it ahead to Kudik. Drives to her left. Gets to the baseline. Throws it up top. Back to Chessman. Over for a short jumper by number 12, Clavers, and it is good. Lakers take an early 2-0 lead. A little bit of pressure here being applied by the Lakers as Richardson and Runge work it up from the backcourt over to Onan. Runge with the ball up top. Little zone by the Lakers as well, trying to keep the Blue Angels outside of the paint here. Down to 10 on the shot clock. Oviedo with the ball on the arc to Runge. Runge drives to the paint, kicks it over to Onan for the jumper. No good off the backboard, rebounded by Wook. Quick drive by Chessman, and she is fouled. The Lakers ball underneath 1 minute, 7 seconds into the first quarter. Kudik to inbound for the Lakers. Gets it into Wook. Cross-court pass to Gerard. Gerard gets it over to Chessman for three. No good. Rebounded by Clavers. Puts it back up. Good offensive rebound and put back there for the Lakers as they have a 4-0 lead. Runge inbounds to Oviedo. Gets it back to Runge as they break the pressure. Runge over to Onan for the jumper. No good. Out of bounds. It'll be Lakers ball on the baseline. Blue Angels still looking to get their first point here, but Onan taking 3 shots so far, 3 good looks, just hasn't been able to knock one down yet. Gerard with the ball for the Lakers over to Clavers. Clavers tries to go inside to Wook, and she throws it away. Runge will inbound for the Blue Angels to Richardson. Richardson brings it up the left side, comes back to the middle as the pressure is extended and the Lakers play a little 3-2 zone, trying to keep Blue Angels on the outside still. Good drive there by Runge, foul by number 44, Abby Gerard. Her first, team first. It'll be Blue Angels ball underneath, fresh shot clock, trailing 4-0, 2 minutes, 8 seconds into the game. Oviedo will inbound for the Blue Angels to Runge. Runge with the long two, no good, rebounded by Wook. Chessman drops it off to Kudik. Kudik gets into the paint, goes up with her left hand, foul. No foul, traveling violation. Good take there by Kudik, but apparently took one too many steps. Good break for the Blue Angels and a turnover on the Lakers as they look to break the pressure. Again, Runge with the ball along with Onan and Williams up top. Passes it to Williams, back to Runge. Runge drops it, tries to go back to Williams, stolen away by Gerard. Up to Kudik. Kudik goes to her left hand again. Basket is good. Another good take as she drives to her left. Through the paint, splits the defenders. Gets a fairly easy layup. Oviedo bringing the ball up, getting trapped by 3 Lakers here. Timeout called by Coach Heidorf. 6-0 here in the early going. The Lakers have the lead as they have really been, they get an offensive rebound and a putback and 2 easy layups here in the early going. Onan has taken 3 shots. She hasn't been able to knock any down yet. As for the rest of the team, haven't been able to really take a shot. Runge took a long 2. Not the best shot you want taken, but it does the job if that's the only shot you can get. Slow start today, unlike the last 2 games for the Blue Angels, where scored 31 points in their game on Saturday versus Moody Bible, and then 22 points in the first quarter versus Illinois Tech on Tuesday. Speaking of that game versus Illinois Tech, Blue Angels won by 33, their biggest win of the year. Lots of big performances all around for the Blue Angels as it was a whole team effort. Runge had 16 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and 7 steals, so she stuffed the stat sheet along with Oviedo, getting close to the triple-double with 12 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists. Onan contributed 19 points, 5 rebounds, while Taj Williams had 9 rebounds, and Chandrika Richardson had 5 points, 5 rebounds. It'll be Blue Angels ball on the side, trailing by 6 here in the early going, 3 minutes in. Runge will inbound for the Blue Angels. Runge to Oviedo, who will set up the offense here with 20 on the shot clock. Runge brings it back to the top over to Richardson. Richardson goes to her left, kicks it down to Onan. Onan drives to her right, gets into the paint, goes to the hole. Hook jumper, no good. Rebounded by Chessman, who will bring it up for the Lakers. Chessman over to Kudik. Over to Clavers, up top, inside to Wook, who misses on the turnaround, rebounded by Kudik, and then out to Chessman, out of bounds. It'll be Lakers ball off of Richardson, and Gerard will inbound, Kudik will inbound for the Lakers, up top to Chessman. Chessman will run the offense as the Lakers have a fresh shot clock. Kudik looks to get it inside to Gerard, out to Wook. Blocked by Onan, but rebounded by Clavers. Chessman with the ball at the top, goes off the screen by Wook and drains a long 3. 9-0 the Lakers lead here in the early going. Runge gets it in Onan, who gives it right back as they come up the court to hopefully get on the board here for the first time today. 5:40 remaining in the first quarter. Richardson to her left at the free throw line. Kicks it over to Oviedo, who goes into the paint, takes a jumper. Good. Good take there by Oviedo, and Richardson did not let the pressure get to her and make a bad decision and throw the ball away. She got it to Oviedo, who pump fake, goes to her left hand, and gets an easy jumper at the elbow. Kudik gets into the paint, puts up a hard shot off the backboard, goes in on a friendly bounce as the Lakers extend it back to 9 with 5 minutes remaining in the first. Richardson will run the offense for the Blue Angels, this time down the court, over to Oviedo. Oviedo gets it into Runge on a cut, who throws it off of a Laker player, and it will be Blue Angels ball underneath with 13 on the shot clock. Into the game for the Blue Angels is Madeline Smith for Taja Williams. Into the game for the Lakers is Daniel Byram and Daniel Buck. Smith with a good offensive rebound off of Oviedo's shot in the putback. She scores her first points of the game as it is 11-4 Lakers here in the first. And Whoop throws it away. It'll be Blue Angels ball. The Lakers continue to pressure here, though, as they want to force turnovers in the early going, and so far the Blue Angels have been able to break the pressure as it's not. Good dump off by Oviedo to Onan. Over nothing but the backboard there, but good play. Onan inside on the block, just a little too strong. Chessman with the ball, crosses up Runge, drops it down to Wook, who is fouled by Smith. That is her first foul of the game, team second. Wook will go to the line. Wook makes the first into the game for the Blue Angels. Taja Williams replaces Onan. Misses a second Out of bounds off of the Lakers. Blue Angels ball underneath. Trailing by 8 with 4:13 remaining in the first quarter. Oviedo breaks the pressure here on her own and drops it off to Richardson in the middle. Richardson gives it back to Oviedo, who drives to her right into the paint, puts up the hook shot. No good. Rebounded by Wook. And it is now up to Kudik, who threw it away, trying to get into the paint to Buck. Oviedo over to Runge. Runge back to Oviedo up top, off a pick by Williams. Drives into the paint again, drops it off to Smith. Good play. Couldn't convert the layup. Smith steals the ball while the Lakers player, Amanda Kudik, was laying on the ground, puts it up, and she has 4 points here in the early going. Out of bounds off of Smith there as she hustled back on defense. They tried to get it over to Wook on the fast break, but Smith got back, knocked it out of bounds. 12-6 to score here, 3:19 to go. Off the inbounds, Wook with the easy layup. Coming down the right side of the paint, just has the height advantage here, being 5'11", with Onan on the bench. There's really no height out there right now besides for Smith, and she's only 5'7". Runge over to Oviedo. Oviedo drives to her left, gets into the paint, drops it off to Williams, who takes a jumper, and it is good. Williams on the board here early as the Blue Angels are starting to heat up on the offensive end as we hit the end of the first quarter. Chessman all the way to the hole, blocking foul on Williams. It'll be on the floor, baseline, inbound for the Lakers as Oning comes in for Richardson. For the Lakers, in comes Rumlow, coach, and back into the game is Clavers. Pass off to Byram to the hole. Layup is good. Lakers extend it back to 8 here with 2.5 to go in the first quarter. Runge breaks the pressure for the Blue Angels as they look to cut into the lead once again. Oviedo drives to the left into the paint, takes a jumper, no good. Rebounded by Koch, who gives it up to Byram, over to Rumlow. Down to Buck. Buck drives to her left, drops it off to Koch. Up top to Rumlow. Over to Buck. Buck drives to her right, kicks it back to Rumlow, who nails the three, and the Lakers hit 19 points here in the first quarter, come in averaging just over 70 points a game at 71.4 as Onan breaks the press for the Blue Angels. They're well on their way to getting those 71 points they averaged today. Hopefully the Blue Angels can slow them down. Runge trips, grabbed by Williams out to Onan, who drives to her left, takes a short jumper, short runner, leaves it as an air ball as Clavers rebounded, and the Lakers have the ball on the offensive end. Coach for a long two, no good, rebounded by the Blue Angels. Runge up to Oviedo as she will set up the offense here with 1 minute remaining in the first. Drops it off to Onan. Onan brings it back up top to Runge, who will look to create a good shot here as Runge, one of the bigger contributors in Tuesday's game, has yet to get on the board, but we have an illegal screen on Williams as Richardson will come in for Oviedo. A lot more substitutions today for Coach Heidorf, as it looks like he's trying to keep everybody fresh. The Lakers have a deep bench and they use everybody, so it's going to be key for the Blue Angels to be able to get some breaks of their own by using the two subs that they do have. Lakers swinging around, dropping inside to Buck, who gets the layup to go. 21-8 is the score. 30 seconds remaining in the first. Shot clock is off. Blue Angels can have the last shot if they want it. Runge presses up the court, drops it down to Williams. No good, off the backboard, rebounded by Byram. Ball up to Rumlow, over to Byram for three. No good, rebounded by Runge. 4 seconds remaining here as Runge tries to get it up the court to take a jumper, throws it away to Smith as time expires. 21-8 is the score after the first quarter. The Blue Angels had closed the deficit there to 6 for a little while, and then were unable to keep it there as Silver Lake got hot towards the end of the first, shooting 60% from the field. The Lakers take a 21-8 lead, and the Blue Angels struggled on the offensive end in the first quarter, something they haven't done the last 2 games, shooting only 25%, 4 of 16 from the field. Did not take a 3, though. Only had 2 turnovers, which is also a positive, as they created 5 of their own, but lost the rebound battle by 11 in the first quarter, and only had 2 second chance points and 4 points in the paint, while they gave up 12 points in the paint to the Lakers. Courtney Clavers has 4 for the Lakers, along with Kudik. Chessman has 3, Rumlow has 3, and Wook has 3. For the Blue Angels, Madeline Smith making the most of her short time there on the court in the first quarter, scoring 4 points on 2 of 3 shooting. Oviedo has 2, and Taj Williams has 2 as well. It'll be Lakers ball as number 22, Rumlow, will inbound. On the court with her is Byram, Koch, Buck, and Clavers. On the court for the Blue Angels is Onan, Richardson, Smith, Oviedo, and Runge. Byram will control the ball, drop it down to Buck, over to Rumlow. Rumlow on the outside, drives to a right, tries to drop it inside to Koch, but it's tipped out of bounds. It'll be Lakers ball underneath. 13 on the shot clock here as we start the second quarter. Or 18 seconds into the second quarter. Another tipped pass out of bounds as Runge got in front of that one, and it will be Lakers ball again, this time on the sideline. Byram to inbound to Koch. Over to Buck, who takes the long 2. Rebounded eventually by Runge as Onan tipped it out to her, and a blocking foul on number 11, Danielle Byram. Runge will inbound for the Blue Angels, and she will bring the ball up the court as well. Blue Angels trailing by 13 here in the start of the second quarter. Runge off the pick by Onan, drops it down to Onan, stolen away by Buck. Buck taking it all the way coast to coast. Does not convert the layup, but she will go to the line to shoot 2 here, as it's a good foul by Runge to not give her the easy 2 points, as there was nobody back to help, and making her earn it from the line here. She makes the first and will shoot the second, looking to make it a 15-point lead for the Lakers. No good on the second. Foul on Buck as she tried to grab her rebound. And it'll be Blue Angels ball on the side. Runge will bring it up as they look to get the offense going here, as the lead is 14. Need to really start cutting into it now. Oviedo over to Richardson. Richardson down to Runge as she goes off a pick by Onan to the elbow. Jumper no good. Rebounded by Clavers. Rumlow over to Byram. Inside to Kudik, who misses on the layup attempt. Rebound by Smith. Runge brings it all the way over to Richardson for three. No good. Rebounded by Onan. Onan gets it back out to Richardson as the Blue Angels get another chance here on this possession. Richardson off the pick by Onan at the free throw line. Jumper, no good. Rebounded by Koch. Up ahead to Rumlow. Rumlow cross-court pass to Byram. Up top to Koch. Jumper, no good. Rebounded by the Lakers as 24 Buck gets the offensive rebound and the putback to extend the lead to 24-8, 2 minutes into the second quarter. Runge will run the offense for the Blue Angels over to Onan. Onan to Richardson as she goes to her right down to the baseline, throws up a wild hook shot. No good, but she gets fouled. She will head to the line to shoot two, looking to get her first points of the day. Notable stats for the Blue Angels is Runge and Onan are both scoreless so far, 12 minutes into this game, and they were the two leading scorers from the game on Tuesday versus Illinois Tech, contributing 35 points combined as Richardson knocks down the first. We have 5 coming in for the Lakers as Wook, Chessman, Kudik, Senglob, and Gerard come in for the Lakers. Williams comes back in for the Blue Angels as Smith will head to the bench. Richardson makes both free throws, and they put a little bit of pressure here on the Lakers that is easily broken. Cross-court pass to Senglob over to Chessman. Chessman drives to her left, kicks it up top to Kudik. Senglob drops it down to Wook, who gets it inside to Kudik, and she makes the basket with her left hand. Good pressure on defense, but good passing by the Lakers to get an easy shot attempt there. Onan to the hole, no good. Offensive rebound, goes back up, blocked by Wook as she gets it ahead to Senglob. Senglob goes up, no good. Rebound. Richardson almost had the rebound there, but it's knocked out of bounds by Kudik, and it'll be Blue Angels ball underneath, trailing 26-10 with 7 to go here in the second quarter. Runge gets the ball back from Oviedo up to Onan. Onan slows it down here, and we'll give it to Oviedo to set up the offense. With 20 on the shot clock, she drives to her left, kicks it over to Onan. Drives down to the baseline, jumper, no good, rebounded by Wook. Gives it to Chessman, who will bring it up for the Lakers. Chessman gets it inside to Wook, who's all alone underneath. Too easy there for the Lakers, as it was just a defensive miscommunication. And the Blue Angels break the press again. Onan, all alone, decides to slow it down once again, as Richardson will run the offense. Richardson to Runge, back over to Oviedo. Oviedo to Onan, who drives to her left, kicks it to Richardson, down, back to Oviedo for three, in and out, rebounded by Chessman. Number 4, Senglob takes a jumper, no good, rebounded by Kudik. Inside to Wook, who makes a good move, drops it off to Kudik, who knocks down the jumper. Good fake there by Wook as she faked right, spun to her left, dropped it down, or passed it out to Kudik, who knocked down the jumper to extend the lead to 20 here in the early going, 30-10. With 5.5 remaining here in the second quarter. Blue Angels have not been able to find their offensive rhythm here today as the lead keeps getting extended. They've only scored 2 points here in the second quarter. and are shooting 17.4% from the field as the Lakers shoot 54.2% here in the early going. Amanda Kudik has 8 points, 4 rebounds for the Lakers. Raylan Woot has 5 and 5, and Courtney Clavers has 4 and 4. For the Blue Angels, Smith is still the leading scorer with 4 points. Richardson has 2, Oviedo has 2, Williams has 2, as well as Runge and Onan are still scoreless halfway through the second. Pressure has been backed off here by the Lakers as we come out of the timeout, and Runge will bring the ball up for the Blue Angels. Oviedo to Williams, who dribbles to her right, tries to get to the hole. A little bit of she gets called for the foul there, but it was a good effort trying to get back the loose ball that she dribbled off of herself. But into the game is Davis for Oviedo. Lakers ball underneath with 5:17 remaining here in the second quarter. Kudik with the ball up top, drops it down to 44, Gerard, who converts. Another good play there for the Lakers on a cut into the paint. And with the speed that they've shown today, they've been able to be one step ahead of the defender. Onan tries to drop it down to Davis, gets the ball back after it was knocked away, and the Blue Angels will be able to have another chance at this possession. Richardson throws it away as Kudik comes away with the steal, but is out of bounds off her, and it will be Blue Angels ball once again. It will be Lakers ball, actually, as the call has changed. Into the game is Smith for Williams. Kudik to Chesman. Over to Senglob. Senglob into Wook, who is blocked by a combination of Onan and Smith, and Richardson turns the ball over as she got trapped by Gerard, and she was able to knock it out of bounds. Gerard, good pass to Kudik, misses on the layup, foul by Davis. Count the basket. She will head to the line to shoot one. Is Amanda Kudik. Little discussion by the referees here, as with that basket, Kudik now has 10 points, looking to make it 11. Will be a non-shooting foul as Wook drops it to Kudik. She is fouled this time by Davis once again, and she will shoot 2 this time. Kudik knocks down the first as she extends the lead to 33-10. Oviedo will come in for Davis, who picked up 2 quick fouls there, as Kudik will shoot the second, looking to extend the lead for the Lakers. She makes both, has 10 points on the game, as the pressure is being picked up here again by the Lakers. Runge and Oviedo. Oviedo gets it over to Runge, who goes up the left side with Onan and Smith. Extended pressure here by the Lakers as Richardson has the ball, drives to her left, goes off a pick by Smith, throws it away, trying to go over the top. Probably should have looked bounce pass there as Wook knocked it away, got it to Chesman, who goes to the hole. Offensive foul, charge taken by Oviedo, and the Blue Angels get a break there as Chesman had an easy layup here, but got a little too out of control, and Runge will inbound for the Blue Angels. Gets it to Oviedo, who goes up the left, gets a little bit of pressure, but breaks it, gets it up to Runge. Runge drives into the paint, kicks it over to Onen. Onen drives baseline, tries to drop it over to Smith, who gathers the loose ball, throws it away to Kudik. Another turnover for the Blue Angels as Kudik goes to the hole. Good jump step, rebound by Wook, and the lead is 26 for the Lakers. Runge gets it up to Smith, over to Onen. Onen drops it to Runge. Onen for the jumper from the free throw line is good. Her first points of the day as she gets on the board here with 3 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Gerard with the ball, drops it down to Wook, who's wide open, misses the layup. Offensive rebound by the Lakers, then rebounded by Onen. Runge gets it up to Richardson as the Blue Angels head back down the court with 22 on the shot clock. Drives to her left, drops it to Oviedo, who goes into the paint, is stuffed, gathers her miss, and then it is rebounded by Chesman as she misses off the front of the rim. Chesman drops it down to Kudik, who throws it inside to Wook, who goes up, and the layup is good. Her size is just too much here, as it's another easy layup for the Lakers here in the second quarter. Runge over to Oviedo. Oviedo will go to her left, drops it to Smith at the free throw line, who knocks it down. She has 6 points here today on 3 of 4 shooting. Been very effective when she's taken the shots. Kudik with the ball up top. A little bit of pressure by the Blue Angels, trying to trap on the sidelines. Ball gets tipped and stolen away as Onen gathers, and then is trapped by the Lakers, but she escapes the pressure, and the Blue Angels will set the offense up here. Runge with the ball on the arc over to Oviedo. Oviedo over to Richardson. Back up top to Oviedo as Richardson drives to her left, gets into the paint, and is fouled. With 1:45 remaining in the second, the lead is 24 for the Lakers. Richardson will shoot 2 here. Already 2 of 2 from the line today for her 2 points. Misses the first, as there will be another whole substitution for the Lakers, as Clavers, Buck, Coach, Byram, and one more player, number 22, Rumlow, come into the game. Richardson makes the second. 38-15 is the score, 1:45 remaining here in the second. Good steal there by Oviedo. Drops it down to Runge for the layup. No good, rebounded by Koch. Up to Rumlow, who drives to the paint, kicks it out to Clavers. Clavers goes to her left. Gets it outside to Byram, takes the 3, no good, rebounded by Oviedo. Oviedo will slow it down here for the Blue Angels, who look to be a little tired here in the second quarter. But Onen over to Oviedo. Oviedo drives to her left and is fouled by Rumlow. It'll be Oviedo at the line, as that is the 5th foul on the Lakers. Rumlow's first. She misses the first. Oviedo, with her big contributions in the game on Tuesday, was 8 of 11 from the line, as the Blue Angels also had a team-high 29 free throws in the game on Tuesday versus Illinois Tech. Oviedo makes the second. 38-16 is the score with 1:10 remaining in the first. A little bit of pressure here again by the Blue Angels, stolen away by Smith, as she will drop it back to Runge, and the Blue Angels have 2 steals on 2 possessions here late in the second quarter. Cross-court pass to Richardson. Richardson goes to her left, gets into the paint, kicks it out to Onen, over to Oviedo, takes a jumper. Good. Good possession there for the Blue Angels, as the ball movement led to a quality shot, and Oviedo knocked it down. Rumlow with the ball, tipped by Oviedo. Byram back to Rumlow for 3, no good. Rebounded off the tip by Onan to Runge as the Blue Angels look to cut further into this lead with 30 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Drops it down to Smith. Smith, no good. Rebounded by the Lakers. Number 24, Danielle Buck. Drops it to Byram, who takes the 3, no good. Rebounded by Buck. Putback is good. Offensive rebounds have been a factor here in the first half, as second chance points will be the killer for the Blue Angels if they're not able to keep the taller Lakers off the board. Last second shot by Runge in the lane, no good, and the Blue Angels will head into the locker room trailing 40-18 here after the first half. For the Blue Angels, not the best first half. Started to get going there towards the end as they were only shooting 17.4% in the early going, up to 23%, but the Lakers are 16 of 32 from the field for 50%, and they have 11 points off turnovers along with 13 second chance points. 26-11 is the rebound count, as the Blue Angels are minus 15 and minus 6 in offensive rebounds. They allowed 9 offensive rebounds in the first half. 24 points in the paint, also a big difference as they trail by 22 heading into the locker room. We will be back with just a few minutes remaining in the halftime to go over some key stats here from the Bleckel Center. Hello and welcome back to the Bleckel Center as we are a couple minutes away from the second half. Some of the key first half stats for today's game. First, for the Silver Lake Lakers, who have a 40-18 lead. For the Lakers, they shot 47.2% from the field, 28.6% from three. Big contributions from Amanda Kudik, who has 10 points on 4 of 6 shooting, along with 5 rebounds. And Raylan Wook, who has 9 points and 6 rebounds on 4 of 8 shooting here in the first half. Other contributors for the Lakers, Danielle Buck has 7, and Courtney Clavers has 4, along with 5 rebounds. For Mount Mary, wasn't a very good offensive first half, but they were able to keep it from getting out of hand here. Shooting 24.1%, did not make a 3 in the first half as they only attempted 1, and that was won by Richardson. But the leading scorer for the Blue Angels is Madeline Smith with 6 points on 3 of 5 shooting there in the first half. She has 2 rebounds. Becky Onan has 5 rebounds, only has 2 points as she struggled a little bit there in the early going. Oviedo has 5 points and a rebound along with 2 assists, and Chandrika Richardson has 3 points, 1 assist, 2 rebounds. Jess Runge yet to get on the board on the offensive end, 0 of 3 shooting. Not quite the same performance that we saw last game, but there's still time to get back into it here as we have 20 minutes of basketball left, and the Blue Angels have to start early here in the third quarter, but if they can start chipping into this lead, there's a chance. A stat that is of importance here for the Lakers, they are 16-0 when leading at the half. So, not a stat you want to hear if you're the Blue Angels, but you never know what will happen, and we will see if Coach Heidorf and the Blue Angels can get something going here early, as they started to towards the end of that second quarter, getting a couple steals and easy baskets, started to knock down a few jumpers, but see what they come out of the halftime break with, and we will be getting started here in just a few seconds. For the Lakers, it will be Wook, Clavers, Gerard, Chesman, and Kudik. For the Blue Angels, it will be Runge, Williams, Onan, Oviedo, and Richardson. It'll be Blue Angels ball. 40-18 is the score, and the Blue Angels will look to cut into that deficit right at the beginning of the third. Runge into Oviedo, as Runge will run the offense here starting the third quarter. Over to Oviedo. Oviedo drops it back to Runge, who comes off a pick by Onan, tries to go inside to Onan, gathered by Williams. Lots of loose balls here on this first possession for the Blue Angels. Oviedo gets to the hole. Layup is good. Good take there by Ariel Oviedo to get a easy layup here in the early going as Kudik has the ball over to Chesman. Chesman gets it back down to Wook, who spin move, no shot, as the foul will be on Richardson. And that is the first foul of this half for the Blue Angels. Wook had another easy layup attempt there if the foul was not called. Kudik will inbound, gets it into Clavers, blocked by Onan. And Clavers gathers her shot. Kudik goes to the left, down to the block, gets past Oviedo, who fouls her. The shot will not count either, and it will be Lakers ball underneath again with a fresh shot clock. Chesman for 3. No good. Rebounded by the Lakers over to Wook, who misses the jumper, gets her offensive rebound. Traveled on the play, and it will be Blue Angels ball here as they get the break of another turnover. Something that they're going to need to create here in the second half if they want to get back into this game. Runge will bring it up for the Blue Angels, looking to cut into the lead as it is 20 right now. Oviedo looks to the left, goes by to the right, into the paint, drops it down to Onan for a jumper, no good. Rebounded by Kudik, who will take it on the fast break. Goes to her left and gets the layup as she goes by Richardson. Runge will bring it up once again for the Blue Angels. 42-20 is the score. 8.5 to go in the third quarter. Runge over to Oviedo. Oviedo looked for the pick by Williams. Gets it to Runge over to Richardson, who takes the hook. No good. Rebound by Clavers. Clavers gives it to Chesman, who will bring it up with her left. Went into the paint, brought it back out, goes back in, drops it off to Clavers, over to Gerard, into Wook, who takes the layup, no good, rebounded by Kudik, put back, no good, rebounded by Gerard, and she is fouled. 3 opportunities there for the Lakers, as offensive rebounds, as I said at the end of the first half, are the biggest factor here in the early going. 15-3 in favor of the Lakers. Gerard makes the first, as it is 43-20, 2 minutes into the third quarter. Makes the second as well. Blue Angels will have to break the pressure here as the Lakers go full court again with a little bit of zone pressure till the first pass, and then they fall back. Onan gives it to Runge to set up the offense. Runge to Oviedo. Oviedo comes off the pick by Onan, drops it back down to Onan. Takes a jumper, no good, rebounded by Williams, who is fouled on the shot, and she will go to the line to shoot 2. Looking to cut back into this lead here as the Blue Angels got a quick 2 points on their first possession, have not scored in their last couple. But Williams looks to change that here as she has 2 points today. Makes the first. And here is the second. Second is no good, rebounded by Clavers, who gives it to Kudik to bring it up for the Lakers. Kudik drops it down to Gerard, over to Wook. Wook pops back for the jumper, and it is good. Wook has been very dangerous inside of 12 to 15 feet here today, as she has a pretty good array of post moves and has been able to get some easy layups and some easy jumpers off of her ability to handle the ball and create space. Runge over to Richardson. Richardson drops it down to Oviedo, who goes baseline, drops it over to Williams. Williams puts it up, and it is good. Good play there by Oviedo to find Williams as Williams' defender dropped down to trap Oviedo on the baseline. That'll be Blue Angels' ball as Chesman turns it over on a pass out of bounds. Timeout by Coach Heidorf, as it is 46-23 with 6:48 remaining here in the third quarter. Oviedo, the leading scorer for the Blue Angels, now with 7 points. Smith has 3, and Williams has 3 as well. For the Lakers, Kudik and Wook continue to be big factors today, as they both are in double digits, and they just really haven't been able to stop either one, as there's a lot more depth on the Lakers. They have more players to come off the bench, and they're able to make these full substitutions, and they're not tired out there either. Plus, Wook is 5'11". She's plays that every inch of that, and just has a good array of moves down there in the post that the Blue Angels have not been able to stop so far today. Coming out of the timeout, it will be Blue Angels ball with Runge, Smith, Williams, Oviedo, and Onan. For the Lakers, it is Gerard, Clavers, Kudik, Wook, and Chesman. Runge gets it in Williams, who gets it knocked out of her hands, and it is still Blue Angels ball as Richardson comes in for Smith. 28 on the shot clock. Runge will inbound once again for the Blue Angels. Gets it in to Onan. Onan over to Oviedo as the Blue Angels look to set up a good offensive possession here, but it is thrown away, regathered by Oviedo, knocked away by Gerard, gathered by Chesman, who gets it up to Gerard for the layup. No good, rebounded by herself as Chesman gets to Wook, goes to her right, across the court to Gerard, up to Chesman. Couple opportunities here for the Lakers once again as offensive rebounds have killed the Blue Angels all game today. Kudik drops it to Gerard. Gerard over to Wook, who goes to her left, drops it down to Clavers. Over to Gerard for the jumper, no good. Rebound by Williams. Clears some space, gets it to Oviedo. Good job there by Williams, limiting what could have been another chance for the Lakers. Onan thought about going to the hole, decided against it, gets it to Oviedo, over to Runge to Richardson. Richardson drops it off to Williams, over to Runge for three. No good, rebound by Wook. Wook ahead to Kudik as the Lakers have an odd man break here. Foul on the play. Basket does not count. It will be Lakers ball underneath. Kudik to inbound into the game for the Lakers is Byram and number 24, Buck. Into the game for the Blue Angels is Smith for Runge. Kudik into Byram for three. No good. Rebound, offensive rebound, back to Byram. Over to Gerard. Gerard up top to Buck. Inside to Wook. Back to Kudik, who takes a nice floater there in the paint and adds to her point total today, as she has been really, her and Wook have been the go-to scorers for the Lakers all game long, and they worked well together on that play. Richardson brings it up for the Blue Angels, trailing by 25, 48-23, halfway through the third. Oviedo drives to her left, kicks it out to Smith. Smith over to Onan. Onan over to Oviedo, who will go past Kudik, drop it over to Onan for a long two, no good, rebound by Wook. Byram over to Gerard, who will kick it across to Buck, up top to Kudik, cross court to Gerard for the jumper is good. Lakers hit 50 on that shot, and it is 50-23 in favor of the Silver Lake Lakers. Richardson goes by her defender, drops it down to Williams, back to Richardson in the paint. She tries to get it over to Smith, saves the ball here on what could have been a turnover, and draws a foul with 10 on the shot clock. It'll be Blue Angels ball on the side. Shot clock will reset. Timeout on the floor as the Blue Angels trail by 27 here. 4:07 to go in the third quarter. Lakers have slowed down here a little bit offensively in the second half, down to 43.8%. Outscored the Blue Angels so far 10-5 in this quarter, as they have 17 offensive rebounds, 19 second chance points. Really have killed the hopes of the Blue Angels to get back into this game here, as they only have 2 second chance points themselves, and they haven't been able to knock down enough first chance shots here throughout this game, only shooting 25% on 9 of 36 shooting. Kudik is up to 14 points for the Lakers on 6 of 9 shooting, also has 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Raylan Wook has 11 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists on 5 of 11 shooting, and Danielle Buck has 7 points, 4 rebounds for the Lakers. For the Blue Angels, Oviedo still has 7 on 3 of 8. Smith has 6 on 3 of 5 shooting. Taj Williams has 5 points, 3 rebounds. And Richardson has 3, while Onan is 1 of 13 from the field, has 5 rebounds, but only 2 points here as we have 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Blue Angels trail by 27. Richardson will inbound to Oviedo as the Blue Angels look to get something going offensively and gain some positive plays here as Oviedo got to the hole, couldn't knock down the floater layup, and the Lakers get to the hole, give it to Buck, who gets baseline and converts, as it is a 29-point lead for the Lakers. Richardson handles the ball for the Blue Angels, gets it over to Oviedo. Oviedo goes off a pick by Williams into the paint, drops it up top to Onan. Back to Richardson. Richardson drives to the paint, goes up with her left, no good. Rebounded by Smith, who puts up the jumper, no good. Rebounded by Richardson, as the Blue Angels are getting a couple offensive rebounds here. 2 offensive rebounds on this possession. Hopefully they can capitalize on it. Smith to Onan, who goes to the right, takes the contested jumper, is fouled, and she will go to the line and shoot 2 here with 2:56 remaining in the third. That is the third team foul for the Lakers. Onan looking to get going here late in the third. The first is no good. Into the game for the Blue Angels is Davis for Richardson. Into the game for the Lakers is Clavers, Rumlow, and Coach. Onan misses both as she just can't find her rhythm here today. As the Lakers have the ball, the Blue Angels weren't able to capitalize on the 2 offensive rebounds they had that possession, but looking to play good defense here as they're keeping the Lakers out of the paint, as Coach knocks down a long 2, and Oviedo will bring the ball up for the Blue Angels. Oviedo to Onan. Onan gets it to Davis, over to Smith, who gives it back to Onan, who drives to her right, gets to Oviedo, who goes into the paint, takes a floater, no good, rebound by Smith. A foul on the Lakers there. Good offensive rebound by Smith, as she's played really a big factor for the Blue Angels today. Into the game for the Lakers is number 4, Senglob, for Kudik. Oviedo inbounds to Onan, who will go off the screen by Oviedo to her left on the baseline. Jumper, no good. Rebound by Buck. Buck will bring the ball up the floor for the Lakers, leading by 31 in the third quarter. Coach inside to Clavers, over to Buck, out to Senglob, who knocks down the jumper on the baseline, and they extend their lead to 33 here with a minute and a half remaining in the third quarter. Oviedo will bring it up for the Blue Angels. Drops it to Onan. Onan up top to Smith. Smith to Oviedo. Oviedo looks to get it to Williams, does, puts up the hook, no good, rebound by Smith, second chance points, good put back in rebound there by Madeline Smith, who is the leading scorer for the Blue Angels today. Rumlow with the ball up top, over to Senglob. Senglob back to Rumlow, who drops it down to Coach for a long 2, and it is good. Coach making an impact here late in the third quarter. She's knocked down her last 2 shots. The lead stays at 33 with 40 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Oviedo to bring the ball up. Over to Onan. Onan to Smith. Smith back to Onan, who looks to get it to Williams again, and Williams went right Onan pass to her left. And the ball goes out of bounds. It will be Lakers ball as Rumlow will bring it up for the Lakers. Over to Senglob. Back to Rumlow here as Oviedo almost got the steal over to Coach. Coach drives baseline, takes the jumper. It is blocked by Smith. Knocked out of bounds off of the Blue Angels. Be Lakers ball on the side, 15 on the shot clock. Rumlow will set up for one shot here at the end of the third as the shot clock is pretty much identical. Took a three, rebounded by Onan. Onan will bring it up for the Blue Angels, looking to get one last shot in. Into Smith. Smith with a layup, and it is good. Good pass, good look there by Onan. Smith converts another layup as she continues to add to her point total today. A career game here for Smith through three quarters as the Blue Angels trail 58-27 with the fourth quarter to go. Smith is up to 10 points on 5 of 8 shooting here. Oviedo has 7. Williams still at 5. Richardson still at 3. Onan still at 2 with 6 rebounds. Second chance points, as I said, still a factor. 19-4 in favor of the Lakers. Bench points are 20-10 in favor of the Lakers. Points in the paint, though, might be the biggest difference as to why the Lakers are shooting 46.3%. They have 32 of their 58 points in the paint, as Wook and Kudik have gotten to the hole often and been able to convert. Blue Angels looking to find that rhythm that they had in the last 2 games where they were scoring 17 points above their season average. For the Lakers to start the fourth quarter will be Clavers, Buck, Senglob, Rumlow, and Coach. For the Blue Angels, it will be Runge, Richardson, Williams, Onan, and Smith. It'll be Lakers ball to start the fourth, leading by 31 as we get underway here in the fourth. Rumlow over to Senglob, over to Coach. Coach dribbles to her left, back to Rumlow. Rumlow down to Senglob, tries to get it inside to Buck, stolen away by Onan, who will give it to Runge to bring up the court for the Blue Angels. Runge over to Richardson. Richardson gives it over to Onan for 3, and it is good. Onan gets on the board from distance here this time as she now has 5 points here. As Rumlow will bring it up for the Lakers over to Senglob. Senglob drops it down to Buck, who is fouled on the play. First foul of the quarter for the Blue Angels, who trail by 28. Senglob will inbound for the Lakers to Rumlow. Inside to Buck, who goes to her left hand, gets fouled on the play, and will go to the line to shoot 2 as Smith picks up her second foul of the game, second team foul of the quarter. The Lakers are 6 of 8 from the free throw line today as the Blue Angels are 5 of 10. Buck makes a pair and extends the lead back to 30 as it is 60-30 here. 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Runge will bring the ball up for the Blue Angels. Goes to her right. Off a pick by Onan to her left. Drops it down to Onan for a jumper. No good. Rebound by Buck. Buck ahead to Rumlow, who looks to find somebody inside. Gets it to Clavers. Clavers into Buck. Stolen away by Runge, who will press it up the court for the Blue Angels, slows it down, gets it over to Onan for 3. No good. Rebound by Clavers. Rumlow will bring it up for the Lakers. Over to Coach. Coach into Clavers, kicks it over to Buck for the short jumper, and it is good as they extend their lead once again here in the fourth quarter. Runge will bring it up as Oviedo will come in on the next time out. Runge over to Richardson. Richardson over to Onan, inside to Williams, who is fouled on the play by 12 Clavers, and that will be the first Lakers foul of this fourth quarter. Oviedo in for Williams, and Oviedo will inbound for the Blue Angels here. Fresh shot clock, and Oviedo gets it in Onan for the baseline jumper. No good, rebounded by Clavers. Over to Coach. Ahead to Rumlow. Rumlow holds up at the three-point line. Gets it to Coach just on the other side of the court. Drives to her right. Blocked by Onan, out of bounds. Back into the game for the Blue Angels is Williams for Smith. Senglab will inbound for the Lakers to Buck. Buck back to Senglab, who takes a baseline jumper and knocks it down. Tough angle shot there for Senglab, but she is able to knock it down, and the lead is 34 for the Lakers. Runge brings the ball up for the Blue Angels over to Oviedo. Oviedo will come off the pick by Onan, and nowhere to go with it. Onan saves it, but she stepped out of bounds there, and that will be a Blue Angels turnover with 7:24 remaining. They're into double-digit turnovers now, as they've done a pretty good job of taking care of the ball, but just a few too many second-chance points and points in the paint, as Runge gathers a rebound on the defensive end, and she will bring the ball up the court. Looking to press as she saw a gap. Onan for three. No good. Rebounded by Runge. Knocked out of bounds. Off of the Lakers. Senglab almost had it, but dribbled it out of bounds here, as the Blue Angels trail 64-30 here in the fourth quarter. Oviedo will inbound for the Blue Angels to Onan for the baseline jumper, and it is good. Friendly bounce off the rim there. Onan is starting to get going a little bit here in the second half. Senglab turns it over. Williams gathers the ball over to Runge, up to Oviedo. Oviedo goes to her left, and it is stolen away by Buck, who is then fouled by Onan. And that will be the third foul on Mount Mary. Onan's first foul of the game, as Rumlow will inbound for the Lakers to Coach. Back to Rumlow. Swings it up top to Coach, back to Rumlow on the three-point line. Just passing it around the outside here for the Lakers, as Rumlow will take the three, and it is good. Rumlow knocks down the three. The lead is 35 for the Lakers, 67-32. Runge to bring the ball up for the Blue Angels. Runge to Oviedo, over to Onan. Onan drops it into Williams, who goes to her right, puts up the hook. Air ball, rebounded by Senglab, who pushes the ball up for the Lakers, gets into the paint, drops it down to Buck. Outside to Coach for a long two. It is short. Ball on the ground, out of bounds, on the Lakers. Full substitution by the Lakers here, as Kudik, Wook, Chesman, Gerard, and Byram come in for the Lakers. Smith comes in for Oviedo for the Blue Angels. Runge goes to her right, kicks it over to Richardson. Richardson lost her dribble. She needs somebody to come to her, gets it to Smith. Smith gives it back to Richardson here as she loses her dribble again, over to Onan. Onan down to Runge for three. No good. Rebound by, well, was by Williams, but she lost it. Gerard gathered, gets it to Chesman. over to Byram, who gets it into Wook. Wook goes to the hole and is fouled on the shot. She will shoot 2, looking to add to her point total. That is Smith's 4th foul here in the 4th quarter. The leading scorer for the Blue Angels today is now in foul trouble as she fouled Wook on that shot. The first is no good. Runge will bring the ball up the court for the Blue Angels, trailing by 36 with 5 minutes to go in the 4th. Richardson goes to her right, drops down to Runge, who goes baseline, kicks it out to Onan for 3. No good. Rebound by Smith. Putback is good. Smith continues to be offensive rebound and putback today as she's up to 12 points here in the 4th quarter. Chesman over to Byram. Chesman, deep 3, no good. Rebound by Onan. Onan will give it to Runge as the Blue Angels come up the court yet again here in the 4th quarter. Runge to Williams. Williams takes the one-handed jumper. No good, and Smith just fouled out of the game here as she pushed the Laker player in the back. A good performance by Smith today with 12 points, 5 rebounds on 6 of 10 shooting. She has quite a few of our offensive rebounds, as the Blue Angels now have 10 offensive rebounds, but the Lakers have 19. The rebound margin is minus 26 for the Blue Angels here with 4:13 to go in the 4th. Kudik still has 12 for the Lakers. Buck has 12 points, 5 rebounds. Wook has a double-double with 12 points, 10 rebounds. Clavers has 10 rebounds. All around good effort here from the Lakers, as they've just been a little too much for the Blue Angels today, as players like Onan and Runge have struggled today. Oviedo struggled a little bit as well on 3 of 10 shooting. Onan is 3 of 20. Runge still yet to get on the board. 0 of 5 from the field. 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 0 points. Smith, as I said, the leading scorer for the Blue Angels so far, has 12 points, 5 rebounds. She is now fouled out. Oviedo has 7 and 4 assists, and Onan has 7 points, 7 rebounds. Taj Williams also has 5 points today. Runge, Onan, Williams, Oviedo, and Richardson for the Blue Angels. Chesman, Byram, Gerard, Kudik, and Wook for the Lakers, as Gerard makes the first. Misses a second. Rebound by Williams. Williams gets it to Runge, and the Blue Angels look to get some things going here on offense to head into their next game with some positive vibes on the offensive end. Onan with the ball, tries to drop it into Williams, just over the top and out of bounds. It'll be Lakers ball, just under 4 remaining here in the 4th. Chesman over to Byram. Byram over to Kudik at the top of the key. Swings it back to Chesman. Chesman goes to her right and gives it to Wook as the Lakers just swinging around the outside here. Kudik, good move to get into the paint. Over to Chesman for 3, no good. Rebounded by Runge. Runge will bring it up as the Blue Angels give it to Onan. Onan drives to her left, gets it over to Williams from just past the free throw line, banks it in, as she now has 7 points here in the game. 69-36 is the score, 3 minutes remaining in the 4th. Chesman over to Gerard, back to Chesman, who looks inside to Kudik, wide open over to Wook. Knocks down the easy layup. The Lakers have now hit their average of 71 points, and there's still 3 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. Runge over to Richardson. Gives it to Onan up top. Tries to drop it into Williams again. She gathers and converts here on a good pass and layup by Onan and Williams here late in the fourth quarter. Gerard over to Byram, over to Chesman for three. No good. Rebounded by Gerard. Gets it back up top to Byram, who takes a three herself. Knocks it down from deep. 74-38. Runge to inbound, and she will bring the ball up the court after getting it back from Richardson. Timeout by Coach Heidorf, as Davis will come in to the game for the Blue Angels, along with 4 players for the Lakers. 2:07 remaining here in the fourth quarter. The Silver Lake Lakers lead 74-38 over your Mount Mary Blue Angels. Just couldn't hold the Lakers' shooting performance back here today, as they have shot 46% from the field. They've only taken 6 more shots, so even with all the offensive rebounds they haven't been as much of a factor as they could have been. But 21 second chance points, 32 points in the paint. It's just been a problem for the Blue Angels all day, and something that happens when the height advantage is strongly in favor of the Lakers, as Wook is 5'11", Clavers is 6 feet, along with Buck being 5'11", and Coach being 5'10" for the Blue Angels. Onan, the only person over 5'7", she is 5'10", so even with her being 5'10", she is still 2 inches shorter than the tallest Lakers player. Has a big factor on the rebound side. And it will be Blue Angels ball. Oviedo over to Runge for three. No good. Rebounded by Davis. Knocked away. Gathered by Williams. Heidorf will take another timeout here, as there was really no other way to keep the ball here. A 30-second timeout on the court for the Lakers is Senglob, Buck, Chesman, Rumlow, and Clavers. Coach Heidorf will have to drop. Doesn't have to drop an inbounds play here, as they have a fresh shot clock. He might choose to see if they can get a good shot quickly here without wasting much time, as they will have the ball just about free throw extended on the sideline. For the Blue Angels, it is Oviedo, Davis, Runge, Williams, and Onan. Oviedo will get it over to Onan, just outside the three-point line, into Williams, who drops it down to Davis, who is blocked by Buck. Gathered by Rumlow, who will bring it up and slow it down for the Lakers, over to Chesman. Chesman goes past Runge to the left, drops it to Senglob, back to Chesman. Crossover to Clavers, who cannot convert on the layup, rebounded by Onan, over to Runge. 90 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter, as the Blue Angels trail 74-38. Have not been able to really get going offensively today, and just too many second chance points and offensive rebounds for the Lakers, as Senglob steals it away from Williams, who looks like she might be hurt, but gets up, and Rumlow cross-court pass to Chesman. Goes by Williams to her right, drops it back to Rumlow. Over to Senglob on the baseline. Jumper, no good. Rebounded by Onan. Onan will push it ahead, slow it down, and get it to Runge. Oviedo over to Onan. Back to Oviedo. Off a pick from Onan. Drops it to Runge for three. No good. Rebound by Davis. traveling violation on Davis as she fell after she caught the ball. 35.1 remaining, as the Blue Angels today will fall to 4-12. Scored right around their average today, 38 points, but they also let the Lakers get their average, which is 71. As the Lakers turn the ball over here, Runge will bring the ball up. 14 seconds remaining as they look to run one last play here in today's game. Runge down Oviedo for three. No good. Rebounded by Buck. Ahead to Rumlow. And that will be all she wrote today as the Blue Angels fall 74-36. As second chance points, offensive rebounds, and just not being able to hit as high of a percentage of shots today is what will come back to doom the Blue Angels as they lose by 36 here. Shooting 26.2%, 16 of 61 from the field. The Lakers shoot 30 of 67 for 44.8%. 4 of 16 from 3, 9 of 14 from the free throw line. Blue Angels only had 14 turnovers, less than the Lakers, but they only scored 8 points off those turnovers, while Silver Lake was able to turn that into 14 points. Lost the rebound margin by 23, especially on the offensive end. 20 offensive rebounds is going to hurt no matter who you are. They lost bench scoring 31-12, second chance points 24-8, and points in the paint 34-16. Big contributors for the Blue Angels today. As I said earlier, Smith had 12 points, 5 rebounds on 6 of 10 shooting. Williams, second leading scorer today with 9 points on 4 of 8, along with her 4 rebounds. Oviedo finished with 7 and 4 assists. Onan finished with 7 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, and Richardson had 3 points, 4 rebounds. Runge held scoreless today on 0 of 7 shooting. Did gather 3 rebounds in the process, though. Kudik, the leading scorer for Silver Lake with 14 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Wook had 14 and 10. Buck finishes with 12 and 6, and Gerard had 7 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists here. Courtney Clavers, although only scoring 4 points, gathered 10 rebounds. A disappointing loss here for the Blue Angels, falling to 4-12, but looking to get back into the swing of things here as their next game will be Monday at Maranatha Baptist. We will be back here at the Bleckel Center on Friday, February 19th versus Moody Bible at 7 p.m. Tune back in then, as I am Brett Burke, and I will be bringing you the action again here Friday, February 19th versus Moody Bible. This has been Blue Angels Basketball on MountMaryAthletics.com. Thank you for joining me.